How's it going, you big beautiful bastards? Welcome back to another NFL career sim, but this one is a little different. Today we are doing Brock Lesnar. I get it's kind of a resimulation, but kind of not, because he did have that weird stint with the Vikings, but I don't think he ever played a regular season snap. I'm pretty positive he didn't. He was at most a practice squad player, and he played in the preseason, but I don't think he made the 53-man roster. But as you can see here is the man himself, the beast incarnate, Brock Lesnar, number 69. Defensive tackle. He's 24 years old, coming out of Minnesota. Currently projected the 14th pick in the first round. He's an 80 overall. He's 24 because he was decently older when he tried to make an NFL run, so I was trying to stay true to that. Currently, the New England Patriots hold the number 1 overall pick, so that is where we're going to start when it comes to the draft. We'll start drafting here. We'll simulate through our first pick, where I don't imagine that's going to be Brock. Obviously, it's Caleb Williams, as it should be. Cardinals, 2nd overall. They take Jared Verse. The Commanders have traded everyone away, but they take a left tackle. The Detroit Lions, Kool-Aid McKinstry goes to Detroit. The Pittsburgh Steelers with the 5th overall pick take Brock Bowers. Up 6th, we got the Las Vegas Raiders, and Brock's going to Vegas. I don't know if that's a good place for him. He's a farm boy. I don't think the big city of Las Vegas is very good for him, but that's where we're going. Yeah, I guess we'll see how this one goes. I feel like they probably should have taken a quarterback, unless we are really cooking with Aiden O'Connell here, but let's do it. He goes in to team up with Max Crosby on that D-line, unless Max Crosby is left. So that should grow into a nasty duo over time, with Brock progressing slowly, but Max Crosby will at least be there tearing it up until Brock can get to that point. Sadly, this team still has Josh McDaniels as head coach, so we're probably not going to do good for a little bit. We're going to wait for him to get fired, and then things might start to change. Things got worse. We have Sam Darnold as our starting quarterback here. We do have Jaden Daniels sitting behind him, which could progress into something big. You also have Aiden O'Connell as a 3rd string. There's Josh Jacobs still here, Devontae, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Renfrow, OBJ's here. Yeah, that makes sense. Michael Mayer's still here, and they got Jonnu Smith. Okay, so we got offensive weapons, just Sam Darnold as a starting quarterback. Defensively here, you got Mulrig at safety, Elliott, Bennett, Hobbs. It's not a great defense until you get to up front. Even Wilson isn't great, but you got Brock Lesnar and 99 overall Max Crosby. We'll see what happens in his rookie season. I'm not expecting too much out of this team, because we're just starting out and the Raiders are kind of fucking mid. Since the Raiders fired Josh McDaniels, though, I will say they turned it around. The interim head coach has been killing it and doing a great job. He had them up 49-0 at halftime the other night. I also, as we simulate through this first season, I want to take a moment and say thank you to everyone. The channel's been doing great, as bad as I've been at uploading, which is why I'm trying to get this video done. I'm gonna try and get another one done before I head home Thursday. I'm headed back to my parents and everything for Christmas, obviously, so if there's only one video up this week, I apologize for that. I can't load up my whole setup and drive it 2 hours back and then stay there for 3 days and load it up again. It's a lot. I don't even have a desk at my parents' house anymore, and we did miss the playoffs. They went 8-9 though. That's kind of surprising. They had the number 4 rated pass defense, 14th ranked total defense, 13th ranked rushing defense. The offense didn't do great, but it looks like the defense basically managed to win this team games. Sam Darnold, in fact, did not do shit. We'll take a look at defense real quick. Defensively, you had Robert Spillane leading this team in tackles. We go look at sacks. We'll see Max Crosby had 16 sacks this year. We take a look at our boy Brock. He had 2 sacks in his rookie season, 50 tackles, 10 TFLs, 1 pass deflection, 1 forced fumble, and fumble recovery. Pretty good way to start the career, I guess, especially for a D tackle to have 50 tackles, 10 TFLs, and 2 sacks. I can't say that's going to be defensive rookie of the year. I honestly highly doubt it. Yeah, he is on the list. He's down here in 5th, but he lost out to Carmen Kitchens. I can never say his name. Latu. I can't say that. Just like that, we move on to his sophomore season, but I want to jump back into what I was saying about Christmas and everything. At this point, I will say Merry Christmas. This video will be up a few days before Christmas, but Merry Christmas to everyone. I hope you all have a great Christmas. But like I said, it's going to be hard for me to get 2 videos done in this week when I only have basically 3 days to do it. So bear with me there, because I don't have a laptop or anything I can take home. I basically have my PC and my PS5, and that is the extent of what I got. And it's kind of hard to load up a PC and a PS5 and everything and take it all home. And Jaden Daniels will now step in as a starting quarterback of this team. You really love to see that. See the Heisman winner step up. Pat Freiermuth's here now. Michael Mayer's bumped down to tight end too. Pat Freiermuth gets the hell out of Pittsburgh, where they're just a shit show. We did end up losing Hunter Renfrow somewhere along the way. We got Mitchell here, receiver 3, Devontae Adams, and Jacoby Myers stars are both still here. Defensively, we'll take a look. Brock unlocked his X Factor. He's now an 84. Wilson's up to an 80. Hobbs is an 87. Rasul Douglas is an 84. And Max Crosby's still a 99. They drafted a new middle linebacker as well. Robert Spillane, for some reason, is listed as a right outside linebacker. Khalil Mack is back. Yeah, okay, we got Khalil Mack back. This defense should be able to carry this team into the playoffs this season. So like I said, that defense had to have been good enough to get them to the playoffs. Number 2 rated total defense, 7th against the pass, number 1 against the run. That's exactly what you love to see. And you have a new and improved quarterback in Jaden Daniels, throwing for 25 touchdowns and 3,500 yards. Take a look at our defensive stats. Once again, you can see Robert Spillane led the team in tackles. We'll take a look at sacks, where Max Crosby ended up with 15, obviously leading the team, but Brock Lesnar with 10. Brock ends up stepping it up, getting 8 more sacks than he did his rookie season with 10. He had 13 TFLs, 50 tackles, and that is a hell of a second year, 1 forced fumble. He's progressing into a valid second option next to Max Crosby. In the best D-line race, he's 8th behind a lot of big names you can see here. Max Crosby, Myles Garrett are obviously 1 and 2. And now we are going into his first career playoff game in his second season. Let's see what happens. You can see he's in our top 3 there with Josh Jacobs and Max Crosby. So the defense is keeping this one close. The offense has had to settle for a lot of field goals, and then they proceed to turn it over there, and the defense needs to make another stop here. This is big. 2nd and 10 here. We'll jump in, see what Brock is cooking with here in year 2. You can see T-Law out there. You can see Brock. He did get to keep his number 69. He's in the middle right there of the line. He's there, and Travis Etienne gets around him. He wasn't there to make that tackle, but that does bring up a 3rd down. Look at all the stars on this D-line, man. There's 2 X Factors and a star. Max Crosby's looking like he's about to go out into coverage. Brock gets double-teamed, but whoever that is gets through and forces him to throw it away. Now the offense has to come out and make a play and take the lead for this team. Oh my, Jaden Daniels is getting him right down the field. 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal. Are we throwing this right now? Oh, okay, we're throwing this. 4th and goal. Here we go. This is the game. Oh, they're going to kick the field goal and make it a 1-point game again. This makes absolutely no sense to me, but I guess we have 3 timeouts. Fuck it. It's 2nd and 7. They are on their own side of the field still, so we need a big stop here out of the defense. You can see Lesnar right there. He's lined up over the center. He's getting stood up by the center, and then he gets double teamed by Etienne, and that's a completion. Oh man, that may have been the icing on the cake. And once again, lined up over the center. Why is Trevor Lawrence throwing the ball like this? You are winning the game right now. And now they come out 5 wide. What is going on? Here's the snap. You can see Lesnar, and he's only getting blocked by a single guy, and they leave Etienne wide open for a gain of 7. The team were out of timeouts. Is now 3rd and 3 at the 2-minute warning. You can see Trevor Lawrence is under center. Etienne in the backfield. We need a big stop here defensively. It's play action. He's got time and finds a tight end for the 1st down. They're going to lose. There's the kneel. There's the victory formation. It is over for our boy. Brock's stats weren't too hot. He had 3 total tackles, no sacks, no interceptions, forced fumbles, no pass deflections. So like your basic defensive tackle game, I guess. We will now move on to year 3 for Brock Lesnar. We'll see what this team can do. They did make the playoffs this season, so I give them credit. Jaden Daniels coming in made a bit of a difference for this team. The defense was stacked, and they killed it. They were the 3rd ranked defense in the league. Year 3, okay, we lost the receiver. Jacoby Myers is gone. We still have Jaden Daniels, Josh Jacobs, Tay Adams. There's Pat Freiermuth as well, still here. Defensively, we go look. Lesnar is only up to an 86. Max is still a 99. You still have Wilson here at an 82. Khalil Mack has regressed down to a 79. Morig ended up losing his star dev. You still have Elliott. We have Bennett now, and there's Hobbs. A lot of these guys, like, obviously I'm not paying too much attention to the quarters and everybody else around him. We're here for mainly these 3 up front, because these guys back here, other than like coverage sacks and stuff, aren't going to do too much for us. I'll pay attention to Spillane and Mack and Gibbons and these guys in the middle, but obviously I'm just skimming over it compared to where, like, when we do a quarterback, I pay a lot of attention to his skills positions, or when I'm doing a receiver, I pay a lot of attention to the quarterback and stuff. But now we go to the playoffs, and we're back in typical Raiders form. In year 3, we went 8-9, missed the playoffs. Number 1 rated rushing offense, number 6 rated total defense, 18th against the pass and 4th against the rush defensively. Go take a look at our stats over here, where Jaden Daniels didn't have as good of a season this season as he did in the last. We'll go to our defensive stats, where once again, Robert Spillane, per usual, leading this team in sacks. You can see Max Crosby had 18.5 sacks. Brock had a bit of a regression this season with only 6. He had 11 TFLs and 48 total tackles. 2 pass deflections as a career high for him. No forced fumbles, no INTs. And that's not going to be award worthy or anything, because obviously best D lineman's still going to go to someone like Max Crosby, who had 18.5 sacks. So just like that, we move on to year 4, which could potentially be the last year on his contract. Him being a D tackle means I kind of expect him to jump teams. I feel like D tackles change up quite a bit when it comes to Madden. Even if he has an X factor, I don't think he's going to get up to a 99, because I don't think, like, there's not a lot of 99 D tackles in Madden. Not a lot of D tackles progress that far because they don't put up big numbers or anything. The only ones I could really think of that would, Aaron Donald starts as one, and that is about the only D tackle I could think of that progresses like that. Looking at our offense here, things are looking just about the same. Same quarterback, running back. Finally, Michael Mayer is gone, but Pat Freiermuth is still here as our starting tight end. We take a look, and Brock has jumped up to an 88 overall now. Max is a 99. Sean Murphy Bunting is now here to go along with Hobbs. Wilson is still here. Khalil Mack is still around. He's probably pushing 40 by now. 36. Okay, Khalil Mack's younger than I thought he was. Other than that, Robert Spillane's finally gone, and so is the strong safety. It was Elliott. That's who it was, yeah. So a few changes here on defense. Nothing too major. A lot of the big guys are still here, but we really need this offense to figure it out to help as we sim to the playoffs here in year 4. There's the moment I've been waiting for. Josh McDaniels is gone. I'm going to sim to next season, and I'm going to let the team gradually hire their own head coach and see what it changes. Because this is something I've been debating on doing. Instead of switching after season like that, I should have looked at his stats. God damn it. I got really excited to try this because I've been thinking about it, and like every time I create someone, they automatically have the same scheme, same playbook, same everything. So I wonder if I switch and let the team auto pick a coach, like auto sign one, if it's going to change up the schemes and everything to favor what we have. If the AI in Madden's that smart, which I doubt it is because it's made by EA, but we'll see. Don't worry, as we sim to next season, nobody ended up picking up Josh McDaniels as head coach. Thankfully, that's such a good sign. We now have Todd Walters coming in as the new head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. We'll take a look at what this team is cooking with year 5. Take a look. Oh no, we lost Jaden Daniels and now have Will Levis. And there's Josh Jacobs. Tay Adams is still here struggling. Mitchell, Pat Freiermuth. Defensively, we obviously still have Max. We still have good old Brock. There's Wilson, Hobbs. They already lost Rasul Douglas after one season. And Khalil Mack is now the backup, actually, behind a rookie. We'll take a look at what he did last season. I can look at his stats here, seeing what he did last season. 64 total tackles, 18 TFLs is a career high, and 4.5 sacks. Isn't great, but the 18 TFLs makes up for it. 1 forced fumble on the season. Contract, he is on the last year of his contract, making $17.8 million. Low overall interest to re-sign, which I did put that towards high again, so this may be the last season we see Brock in Las Vegas. Despite the changing coaching, that still wasn't enough to get them into the playoffs. They went 9-8, still finished last in the division, tied with the Chargers, but everybody in this division was over 500. Take a look, they had the 5th rated rushing offense, which was the only thing good on this team, as it looks like the defense was ranked 13th, pass defense was terrible, and they were 21st, the rushing defense was 13th. We'll go take a look at our stats here. Will Levis is a very big step down from Jaden Daniels. We'll take a look at our defense. Oh my, Max had 23.5 sacks. That ties the record, or does that break it? Is it 22.5 or 23? I think it's 22.5 is actually the record. So Max Crosby breaks the all-time sack record. Brock has his by far best season altogether, I'd say. 69 total tackles, just like his jersey number. 16 TFLs. 11 total sacks is a career high. The 16 TFLs isn't he's 3 short of a career high, 2 short of his previous career high. 69 tackles, I think, is a career high for him. So, career year for Brock. As we now have to sim to year 6, we'll see what happens here. As we go to next season, Brock has the potential to leave. He's going to be a free agent for the first time in his career. He's also going to be pushing 30. Brock is back for year 6. We'll go take a look at what his new new contract is looking like, as he is 29 years old. He's at 90 overall still. That might be his peak, honestly, at this point. He's back here on a 2-year contract worth almost $25 million a season, basically. We'll take a look. We have a new quarterback here in Harding. Jacobs is still here. We finally lost Tay. We got Wan'Dale Robinson, though, to go along with Mitchell here. Pat Fryermuth is up to a 91 and is also still cooking with us. Still have Max Crosby, who started to regress down to a 97. As I said, Brock is a 90. Hobbs has been here the entire time. We still have Wilson, who's also been here the entire time, along with Morig, Gibbons. So let's see if maybe this new quarterback in Harding can turn it around for this team. And in year 6, we can make it back to the playoffs. And in year 6, we missed the playoffs again. 8-9. They have not been any worse. They've been a little better. They have been 9-8 or 8-9. This is like the Steelers over the past 10 years. 8th rated rushing offense. It's the passing offense that's holding this team back if you look at that. Defense was great. Rushing offense was great. They haven't got a good quarterback. On top of that, they lost their best receiver. Dakota Harding is terrible. I mean, I guess that's not too bad. 3,200 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 14 picks. I lied. That's not great. Defensively, we take a look here. Mad Max had a bit of a decline on his numbers. It's hard to get 23.5 sacks 2 years in a row, but Brock had 13 sacks for Brock, 1 pass deflection, 1 forced fumble, 17 TFLs, and 54 total tackles, as he just keeps getting better. We'll take a look real quick. Our defensive player of the year is Micah Parsons for the Patriots. Brock is actually 6th on this list. He's not going to get best D lineman, I don't think. No, it's Micah Parsons. Again, Brock is in 6th, so he's getting closer to winning one of those awards. It's very hard for a defensive tackle to win that. It's usually going to be an edge rusher. And just like that, we're on to year 7 of his career, where he will be over 30 now. As we go into year 7, Brock is now up to a 92 overall. Max is still regressing down to a 95. They still got Tyree Wilson here. So this front 3 has managed to stay the same this entire time. We did finally lose the guy that had been corner 1 the entire season. Moring's still here. We've lost everyone other than him, basically. Yeah, so these front 3 are the only 3 that have managed to stay this entire time. We now have Bibbs at receiver 2. We have Mitchell here at receiver 1. Jacobs has now lost his X factor. You also have Harding here now. Offensively, the team's basically the same. Jacobs has lost his X factor. Pat Fryermuth is still here, and Harding's still a quarterback. In year 7, we end up missing the playoffs. We'll sim through. We'll see what happens. Obviously, we got fired, though, in year 7, so they had to have missed the playoffs. I can't say they did, but if we're getting fired, they had to have missed the playoffs. It's the only thing that makes sense. So our new coach in Las Vegas is Roger Hughes. I don't know what to do about this. Oh, we switched up the scheme. We're running 2D tackles now. Let's go. See, this is what I wanted to do. This is why I wanted to just sim through the season like that. Brock is now the only player on the defense with an X factor. Take a look at how he did last season. He had 57 total tackles, 11 TFLs, and 9.5 sacks. He's doing pretty good for himself, honestly. As a D lineman, to have 10 sacks in 3 seasons is pretty damn good. We finally lost Josh Jacobs offensively. Okay, so the offense is still gonna suck. I also just noticed Moring was gone too after 7 years here. This is his last season under contract, so if he continues to play after this, we could hopefully see him go to a different team. And we missed the playoffs again. This team has made the playoffs 1 time. They ended up losing by 1 to the Jags in that season. They went 7-10 and had their worst season since Brock Lesnar has arrived. Dakota Harding actually didn't have a bad season with 3,800 yards and 24 touchdowns. Defensively, Brock Lesnar led the team in sacks. 81 total tackles, 17 TFLs, and 10.5 sacks to lead the team, as Max has started to regress pretty bad as he's in year 13 and he's now a trade target vet. So yeah, with Max declining, it now is Lesnar's time to step up and take over that role. But he's also aging himself, as he is now going to be, I think, 32 going into year 8 and potentially could leave this team. As we go into year 9, Brock is still a 92 overall. He is back on this team on a 1-year deal worth $27 million. The offense has just gotten progressively worse. Everyone other than Fryermuth and Harding are basically normal dev, other than these 2 offensive linemen on the right side that look the exact same. Max got his X factor back. They're both 92 overalls. Oh wait, I just realized we finally lost Tyree Wilson. So the only 2 OGs left are Lesnar and Max Crosby. Let's see these 2 do it. Let's see these 2 carry this team to a Super Bowl. And we missed oh my god, the Chiefs went 0-17, but we missed the playoffs. playoffs. We went 9-8, 9th rated rushing defense. Other than that, everything else was in the red other than the passing offense, which of course, now that everything else is bad, the passing offense all of a sudden decides to figure it out. Yeah, Dakota Harding had almost 4,000 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 12 picks. I don't get it, man. What am I doing wrong? Sacks? Oh, Max came back to lead the team in sacks with 15, as Brock was right behind him with 14, 12 TFLs, and 73 tackles. He just keeps getting better with age. You know, we're in year 9, and he has continued to just put up better and better numbers. We'll take a look at his career stats real quick. We'll sort it by sacks, where obviously Brock is going to be second. He's up to 80.5 sacks in his career, 125 TFLs, and 546 total tackles, 7 pass deflections, 4 fumbles, 1 fumble recovery. He's got a blocked kick. He is potentially a free agent again here too, because he was back on a 1-year deal as we go into year 10. We'll take a look over here at the defense, and he is back at a 91. Max is still here, thankfully. The corners are getting better. Sauce Gardner's here? Okay, we're getting better. We're getting there. Dakota Harding's an 83. The offense still sucks. Pat Fryermuth, I need you to be the best tight end of all time. I should take a look at his contract real quick. And he is back on another 1-year deal worth $27.2 million, which I think is around what the last one was worth as well. To the playoffs for the 10th time in his career. Let's see what happens here. They've made it once. They're 1 for 9. Let's make it 2 for 10. And now Robert Hughes has been fired. So, yeah, we'll take a look at his stats because I'm worried he might retire after this season. He's once again back on top, leading the team in sacks, 88 total tackles, 29 TFLs is a career high for him. That's a crazy number. 1 pass deflection. Take a look at his career stats real quick as we go through all of this. We'll go look at the Raiders. He is now up to 634 total tackles, 154 TFLs, 91.5 sacks. If he were to play one more season, he could hit that 100 sack mark, but this is year 10, and he's 34 years old, I think, now. We'll advance the week. We'll see what happens going into next season. I meant to slim all the way to next season. I just did advance week. We'll do this. I don't see him in the top 3 here, and Mike Vrabel's the head coach here now. Oh my God, we finally get a good coach, and you're going to tell me Brock's gone. No, man, the moment things start to look better, Brock dips. Ah, man, where'd he end up? Where'd he go? Brock Lesnar is now a New Orleans Saint. He's a mentor/trade target veteran. We'll go take a look at what's going on in New Orleans. And now here we are in New Orleans with a 99 overall quarterback, an 87 running back in Hennings. We got Foote, Murray. Okay, this team might actually be good. Brock has regressed down to an 85 and maybe one last ride attempt. He jumped ship, hoping that this team could take him to a Super Bowl. We'll see what New Orleans is cooking with here. We spent 1 year here and got another coach fired. That's just the story of this video, is everywhere we go, the coaches are gone. We'll take a look at what Brock did this season, but I'm guessing it's not good. Maybe not what Brock did. What this team did is probably not good. Defensively, Brock had 4.5 sacks, which is going to leave him just short of 100, 11 TFLs, and 47 tackles. He ends up with 96 career sacks as of right now, 165 TFLs, 681 tackles, 10 pass deflections, 5 forced fumbles, and he's got 2 block kicks now. Just like that, we'll sim on to next season. We'll see what happens. He was down to an 85, down to just star dev. I don't imagine he's going to be back for another year, but he could. Brock could just keep cooking, especially like the way he is in real life. That man is still an athletic freak at like 46, I think he is now. He might not even be that old, but he's still an athletic freak. Anthony Strickland here is now the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. We'll take a look at what this lineup is looking like. Still a 99 overall quarterback, an 84 running back. Hennings and Foote, by the way, are their names. We have Winslow at tight end, Murray receiver 1. We'll take a look defensively as Brock is down to normal dev, but he is still D-tackle 1. So this team got a little worse over the 1 season he's been here. We'll see how this goes for Anthony Strickland in his first year as New Orleans Saints head coach, and year 11 for Brock Lesnar. Well, they went 5-12. This team was not any better. How do you have a 99 overall quarterback and you go 5-12? We'll take a look at how Brock did. Jeremy Foote, honestly, yeah, 29 touchdowns, 6 picks, 3,800 yards. This entire team was just bad. Defensively, Brock had 8.5 sacks, 21 TFLs, and 93 total tackles. He had 1 pass deflection, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, along with another block kick and a safety. Now we go take a look at his career stats, where he has surpassed the 100 sack mark, 104.5 career sacks, 186 TFLs, 774 total tackles, 11 pass deflections, 6 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 block kicks, and a safety in his 12th season at that. And just like that, I guess we sim on to year 13, see if an 81 overall Brock Lesnar decides to call it quits, or if he comes back for a year what, 13? Can see here, Foot is still here. We got a new running back, Bigsby at receiver 1, Murray at receiver 2, Winslow at tight end, and Brock Lesnar is still here at a 78 overall. I'm assuming he was on a 2-year deal, and that's why he's back, so this is probably the last year on his contract. He is set to make $5 million this year in year 13. It is the final year on his contract. He is now a mentor in this position. We'll see if maybe the Saints team can turn around and take him to the playoffs. But like I said, in 13 seasons, we've made the playoffs one time, and I really don't see this team being the ones to do it. And in year 13, they did have a pretty decent season. It went 8-9, but it was not enough to make the playoffs. We'll take a look at how our boy Brock did. Foot, again, 25 touchdowns, 4 picks. He had a pretty good season. They're just not good enough to put it all together. That's kicking, damn it. A shooter! Brock had 5.5 sacks. That actually might push him to exactly 110. He had 1 pass deflection. He had 18 TFLs and 58 total tackles. So in his career, Brock now has 110 sacks. He hit over 200 TFLs now with 204, 832 total tackles, 12 pass deflections, 6 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 block kicks, and a singular safety. And just like that, we go on to see if he comes back for a year 14, where this sim has just completely depressed me. And there you have it. After 13 seasons in the NFL, defensive tackle Brock Lesnar has called it a career. We'll go take a look real quick at the legacy score, see if he's anywhere to be found on that. Per usual, you know, they don't like to show up on there half the time. They did in the last one. Eddie George showed up on there, funny enough. So our guy did not end up on there. Brock Lesnar was nowhere to be found on the legacy score. He obviously didn't break any like career stats sack-wise, or at least I don't think so. I don't think 111 is enough to be on the all-time sack list. No, it's not. Even in real life, I don't think that would have been enough. Max Crosby and Micah Parsons both broke the 200 mark. Greg Rousseau also did too, and Myles Garrett, both for Cleveland. Aiden Hutchinson for the Ravens. Okay, maybe it would be enough to get... No, it's definitely not. Ain't no way. That is going to be it for the video. I apologize again for no gameplay. It really sucks when that happens, but it's like it's gonna happen sometimes, I guess. I want to start doing this too, a lot more what ifs, like if this player had a whole NFL career, like I could do... There's so many WWE people I could do. There's people from other sports I could do. There's a big one from basketball that I could do. But thank you all for watching. I will talk to you all in the next one. With that out of the way, peace out, guys.